Hello everyone, happy Friday. My name is Kate, I'm the social media manager, and we are going to drink some Bordeaux tonight. We're going to go live with Clyde Beffa. He is K&L's co-owner, Bordeaux guru. He's been traveling to Bordeaux for over 40 years, and I can tell you from first-hand experience, he knows everybody there. So he is going to show you what he's brought in, some of the new things on our shelves today. I think we've got 9 wines. We're going to start with the white. So he'll be with us shortly. And here we go. There he is. There's the man. How you doing?
Stressful Friday.
Really?
Yeah, that's okay.
Stressful to get here by 4?
I don't know. Can you see me at all?
I can see you. Yeah, can you see me?
I can hardly hear you, but.
Oh. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. We got Cindy on here. Hi, Cindy.
So it's Friday. It's Claret Friday, right?
Yeah, I know. She's probably making a steak as we speak.
It's, Gary and Cindy Westfield are having their steak and claret night tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're drinking one of these, but I think Julio wants me to talk about one of the wines that I brought. But we're going to special 9 wines. So we got to go through them kind of quickly. And a lot of them from 09 and 10. Okay, 10. They say 010, it's 10. I love that vintage, and we have some great values there. We're going to drink the white wine at the end, okay?
So Cindy just said it's also International Champagne Day. We missed that. Well, you know, cheers to champagne. We're drinking Bordeaux.
International Champagne Day. I'll have some for dinner tonight. There
you go. So are you starting with the reds or the whites?
I'm going to start with Tour St. Christophe.
Okay.
It's the 17. I'm going to do the 2 younger wines first. 2 of my favorite properties.
So this is
I didn't give you the right lineup, I guess, but
you didn't?
No, but I mean, you have them all. Tour St. Christophe. It's the 17 vintage.
There's a few I didn't have down in LA. We didn't have the number 3, the Dom, or the last, or the Gaudin, or the Larrivet.
Oh wow!
We just didn't have them, but you know.
Yeah. Okay. So Tour St. Christophe, you have it in magnums. Oh, is that a magnum?
Yeah. No, this is a 750.
Okay, 750. Yeah, 17 vintage, not known as being the greatest vintage in Bordeaux over the last 5 years, but good, solid drinking vintage. Somewhat like everybody knows we love 97s and 07s. It's the 17s. They're soft, fruity. Tour St. Christophe, over the years since 2014, has been the biggest selling wine we've had on pre-arrival Bordeaux each of the years in volume, not dollars, but in
just number of bottles,
cases. You know.
Yeah.
It's always a great buy. 17 is wonderful. It's like $39. We have a lot of the magnums, which would be perfect for the holidays.
Yeah, I have the magnums at $79.99.
Yeah, and it's real fruity. It's got some toasty oak. Easy to drink. It's one of the Walk family wines. Jerome's a great winemaker. JC runs the property. I just love this wine, and the 17 is sold. I think we probably sold more bottles of 17 Tour St. Christophe even now in stock than of any other 17. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, for $40, this is a ton of wine. There's that like beautiful chocolate richness, cigar box spice. It's so delicious.
I did this in the staff tasting earlier in the week, and this bottle was open then. And the wine
really?
It's delicious now. So that's the first wine.
This is the first one I tasted today when I went through the lineup, and it was like, yeah, my palate's awake now. This is delicious.
Easy drinker. You know, and then again, a right banker again. But I do have some left bank wines in here today. So yeah. So the next one, you don't have it there. The Dom de
no, I don't have that. No.
Dom de la Gaffeliere. Gaffeliere. That's just getting down there to. It just came in. It came in the day that we had the staff tasting, and this was from the staff tasting also.
Yeah.
It's Le Gaffelier's second wine for the United States. They also have Clos de Gaffeliere, which will be the second wine sold in Europe. Okay.
Oh, right.
And this Dom label, if anybody knows the old labels from Le Gaffeliere, this is the exact label from the 50s and 60s. Le Gaffeliere, I think it's a beautiful label. It's kind of busy, but Le Gaffeliere is one of my favorite properties in St-Emilion, especially since 2017, because of they've redone the vineyard, and almost all the top of the slope is near Ozone and Canon. You were there, and that's going into Le Gaffeliere. And this Dom is coming from their other vineyards, a little bit below that. And the 18s, wonderful, wonderful wine. We just got this in. It's selling for $29. Nope.
I have $39.99.
39. I'm sorry, 39. Which is we're going to offer the 19 vintage of Le Gaffeliere, but the price is going to be in the $70 to $80 range for the first wine. This is this is delicious, sweet. They're doing a big push in the U.S., and it's about time they did, because we have to get them to come out here and show their wines.
Yeah, we should. I mean, now they can travel.
We got all the left bank guys, not too many of the right bank guys, except Angeles comes out all the time.
Yeah.
So try that wine. I think you're going to like it. It's not a big stock. We don't have a big amount of it, but solid, easy drinking, lots of black cherry fruit in the wine. I'm going to go to the oldest wine now. Okay. Do you have Peyrabon there?
They didn't have the 96.
It actually just came in on Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, what the heck? And I threw you a curve when I said, we're going to do Peyrabon 1996. We've done a lot of different vintages of Peyrabon and a couple on Instagram. This is probably the oldest wine of the Peyrabons that we bought. It's the old school. It's owned now. The property is now owned by the people of Domaine de Chevalier.
Oh, really?
Olivier Bernard. Yeah, the family. It's a Bernard, one of the Bernards. There's many of them. Okay. And the wine, the property is right next to Pauillac. So it's very good pedigree. They have a wine called Fleur de Peyrabon, and that is Pauillac. This is Haut-Médoc, but there's a lot of Pauillac in this wine. So this just came in, and I said, heck, 96 vintage, it's $25, $24.99. It's $1 a year. I mean, it's cheap, right?
Right. So is this something that's been at the Château this whole time, and did it come direct to us? Yeah.
We find these. This is kind of one of our specialties, obviously. That we find these, and the wine's been sitting around there, for a long time. So I tasted it about 3 or 4 months ago, and it just came in. The wine it's old school. It's 96 vintage. It's big Cabernet. Okay, so we got a left bank here from Pauillac, near Pauillac. So a lot of red fruit, but it's definitely old school. Gary, you got to have this wine for your steak and claret with cinnamon one of these nights. You're gonna love the wine.
I saw we've got Alex Schroeder on here too. Hi, Alex. You're still there.
Lovely fruit.
Yeah.
The wine is very, very good. Now I'm gonna. You must have St. Marguerite there.
Yep, got that.
This could be the best. This is the best buy of all, I think. I mean, the wine is $16.
Yep.
It's Haut-Médoc, and it's 09 vintage. And we brought this wine in. We tasted this wine at Company Meadowcane with Nancy Rubis a few years ago before she retired in Pichon Baron in the billiard room, actually. And we said, boy, this wine's really good. Let's do it. And we did it for a club a couple years ago. It did very, very well. Well, somehow it came out in a list again. It's in a different negotiant had the wine. So so we bought a ton of it, but I think it's selling really quickly because I looked today and we're getting down there on the wine.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of perfume.
Such a pretty nose.
It's so sweet. It's so 09. Somebody likes it there.
Yeah.
In the background.
Yeah, you get like a rich mocha on the palate, and then beautiful light and floral nose. Very pretty.
For $15.99, I mean, this is. I think the price is wrong. I should have raised the price a little bit. Anyway, buy it for $15.99.
Yeah.
And it won a gold medal. It's at the Concours Mondial. Oh, the Feminales. It's a woman winemaker. Okay, so all the properties that have woman winemakers, submit bottles, and this one won gold medal. Okay.
Oh, cool.
And this won a gold medal in the year 2016.
There's just so much richness on the palate. It's really yummy.
Yeah. So this is your everyday go to hamburger night or whatever. Yeah. I think that wine is outstanding. We're going to go to two of the wines that I've carried for years and K&L has loved. We have a soft spot for Coufran. It's the next wine. You must have Coufran there.
I have Coufran, yeah.
2009 Coufran, $24.99. I'm taking this off, not the way you're supposed to do it, but I just want to get the cork. 2009 Coufran. We've sold, I don't know how many thousand bottles, but in excess of 3,000 or 4,000 bottles of the 09. It's from the north part of the Médoc. We might have had Coufran on before because we carry a lot of different vintages of Coufran.
We've definitely had Coufran. I don't think we've had the 09.
No, but we've been carrying that back and forth for a long time. Even though it's way up there above Saint Estèphe, it's owned by the Maia family, who bought it in 1924. It was part of and that family had Lanessan in there, and they owned 7 chateaux, and she had Pichon Milan. They had 7 chateaux. Coufran was one, Siron, even they had Ducru at one time, back in the 20s. But so Coufran, soft spot. It used to say Merlot on the bottle. They put it in for 2 years. It didn't work. Back in about the year 97 or 6, they put Merlot up here. But it's Coufran.
Is it all Merlot?
It's one of those. It's got the black cherry aromas. It's Merlot, and it's kind of old school Merlot. Okay, they don't change much there.
Yeah. I think you get sort of the mint chocolate on the nose, and then a lot of that black cherry on the palate. Right.
Yeah, a lot of black cherry and still lively. And 09s are the reason we love 09. I love 09, and Ralph loves 09. And is the wines are sweet and easy to drink and round and fruity. And they say they're not going to last for a very long time, but that's crazy because they don't know. They said the same thing about the 53s. And they said the same thing about 29s. And I had about 3 29s in the last 3 years, and they're all perfect. So the fruit preserves the wines, okay? More than the tannin, I think.
But it's really fresh still. There's tons of acidity.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of the at the finish, a little bit of toughness. So have it with a steak or something like that. It's a great Friday night wine. The other one that we do a big business with is Lanessan. And you must have Lanessan there.
I do, yeah. So
Lanessan.
I show everybody Coufran. That's Coufran, if you haven't seen it.
The Coufran.
And then here's Lanessan.
Lanessan is $29.99. Okay. Lanessan has been a favorite of K&L for forever. And at one point we bought at least 1 or 2 containers out of the chateau of all Lanessan.
Oh, yeah.
when they were trying to sell their 96, 98, 99, all those old vintages, old school. Lanessan is a property that is just below Saint-Emilion, not far from Brion du Cru. It's in the Haut-Médoc, so it's not in Saint-Emilion. And it could have been a classified growth, but the owner at that time, obviously I didn't know him, was a little bit lazy and he didn't submit any samples for the tasting. Probably cost them over the years millions of dollars. Okay.
Yeah, but it works in our favor because we can drink this for $29.99.
Right, $29.99. Now, a little bit about the '09 vintage. Okay, we always loved the older style because they're old school, and I'm kind of an old school type of guy. But you know, I'm getting more modern in my old age with Merlot. But this wine. In '09, they switched winemakers, and a very great winemaker, Paz Espero, and I had known her before this. She went there, and she's known to make the wines a little bit more modern in style, so to bring it up to the current century and everything. So this is kind of semi old school and semi modern. You know, plenty of fruit in the middle. Sweet.
Really silky and like a deep, rich chocolate raspberry flavor.
Yeah, raspberry for sure. Yeah. And again, we're talking $29. Tough to find wines, you know, with 12, 13 years age, and at that price for this quality.
It's really elegant too. Like
yeah,
kind of melted.
This is a little bit more modern than the 96s we were buying in the 01s, and because she's changed the winemaking there, and probably for the better. She's going to make wines that are a bit more appealing to the younger people. Some of the old folks that remember the old style, old school wine, you know. But this has enough fruit in it that you go, geez, this is delicious, you know.
It really is.
And it can go for quite a while. I would say at least 10 more years. But
yeah,
I mean, most people are going to buy it and drink it. What we were talking about the other day, that 90% of the wine is bought one day and drunk by the next.
Yeah, within 24 hours. But this I could see like a nice grilled pork chop because it's so elegant, you know, and almost not delicate, but there's really a refinement here. So you don't eat a huge piece of meat.
No. This is more like lamb, maybe, you know, or pork even, or something like that. Pork chop.
Yeah.
The next, it's funny you mentioned that because the next wine is going to be the antithesis. Do you have Gaudin?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Gaudin, 2009. We started bringing these wines in about 2-3 years ago. When all of a sudden, somebody got to the owners and say, hey, you know, why don't you sell some of your wine? You just keep stockpiling in your cellars. And, you know, we've driven by this winery every year since 1985 because it's right on the wine route, right as you pass, you know, Pichon-Lalande, Pichon-Baron, and then it's Latour. It's actually Lascasse, Latour, Pichon-Lalande, and Pichon-Baron, then Aubage Liberal, and there's Gaudin. It's in good company, okay?
Yeah.
And then one of our favorites right next to it, Belgrave, where we used to stay all the time at Château. But we would go buy it, and we never would stop there. Nobody ever mentioned the wine. We never saw it in any lists or anything. And we kind of knew that it was a little bit on the harder side, okay, just from people report. So when they started selling some of these wines, and we bought some couple different vintages, I'm going, wow, it's Pauillac, it's got a great terroir, it has no points or anything like that, you know. Although this wine might have got some points. Let's see.
I don't have any points on it here.
No, no. But it's only it's a very small property, 4 hectares. And now they've expanded it to about 11 hectares, I guess. I think some of the next generation came in and said, hey, what are we doing with all this wine? We got to sell some of the wine. So, so we've been picking up different vintages. We have '02 now, but '09, I go, hey, if it's '09, which is a sweet, rich vintage, and Gaudin, known for its hard, tougher style wines, probably blends pretty good together to make a good wine. Now this is not your easy, but it's definitely red fruit driven. You know, a little bit of rose.
I get some interesting black licorice on the nose too. And
this wine, it's $40. There's not too many Pauillacs from '09 that are $40. There's a lot of Pauillacs from '09 that are $400. But this wine is definitely old school, a little bit richer and a little bit more tannic in the finish. The tannins are kind of hiding the fruit right now, but there's a lot of fruit underneath.
Yeah.
Now I just opened this bottle. Should have decanted this bottle an hour ago. I don't know how did you open yours and just?
No, I Coravanned everything. So.
Oh, you Coravanned it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It can use some more air. Okay.
So Wine Master 2021 asks if it's a lighter body. I think it's it's in the medium realm. You know, there's a richness on the palate, but it's very sort of graceful and balanced all the way through.
It's not big, knocking over the head, but it has a little bit of tannin in the finish.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fruit underneath the wine, and I think the wine at that price will fly out. And I'm glad that they finally released some of these wines. You know, it's nice to see wines that are only 12.5% and 13% alcohol too. So, and from '09 vintage. You know, I think the wine is going to be lovely in the next 3 or 4 years. Now, here's a wine that you want to go a little bit richer food style. You know,
does it have that
the big joke, it goes with live game, right? But it probably goes with dead game. Okay.
Wild boar.
Could be boar. Yeah. Venison, nice venison chop, something like that. And I noticed the next sip, it's getting a little softer and everything. I think, you know, this age it for, decant it. People say don't decant. They're crazy. I mean, you got to decant some of these wines. It's just necessary.
I've noticed, I've asked different buyers, and everybody has their own philosophy on decanting. Some of them are hardcore, drink it right straight out of the bottle, and some people decant everything. You know.
Yeah, and in in Burgundy, we were just on that tour. I did a tour, and Burgundy is where a lot of people say don't decant it and everything like that. But I'll tell you, we went to some nice restaurants, and the ones that they were decanting the white wine too.
Yeah, that's what Clyde swears by. He always says decant white.
Yeah, and sometimes that needs more air than the red wine just to get it balanced. And the best restaurants in Paris always decant the white wine. I mean, if you're ordering, you know, XYZ, but if you're ordering a Merceau Perrier from somebody, or you know, one of those Corton Charlemagne's or something like that. But decant the white wines too. You don't have to do it for the white wine we're going to have after this, but definitely decanting white wine.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you drink with your turkey?
What do I do? Drink what?
With turkey, with your Thanksgiving meal.
Turkey. It's tough. I know. I love Pinot Noir. It's good.
Yeah.
You can drink lighter style Bordeaux, like the Marguerite or something like that. It's easy to drink if you're really into Bordeaux. But why not go to Pinot Noir? You know, we'll probably do Pinot Noir if we can find a turkey. You got to get your turkey. You got to order your turkeys now because they're running out.
I hadn't thought about that, but I should do that.
Yeah, in fact, I was just told to order the Christmas meal now because they're running out of food, I guess. Well, we'll just have foie gras. They don't run out of that.
Or you can make your cassoulet again, right?
No, I did that last year, the year before. We won't do cassoulet this year, but maybe a crown roast rack of pork. Crown roast rack of pork. Here is a property that I really like a lot and is not very well known, and it's Larrivet Brion. You know, it's a 2010 now. Now we've gone to 10, the harder vintage, not the 9, and we just got a bunch of this wine in. And it's a property that they were arguing with Brion because at one time it was called Brion de Larrivet, and I think they went to court and everything like that. So now it's not anything to do with Brion at all, you know. And the wines in the past, we haven't bought too many of them on pre-arrival, but when we taste the older vintages, we really like the wine. They have a white wine also, but this is a 10 red, and this wine now is $54.99. Okay, it's a little bit pricey, but I think it's worth it. You know. You don't have this wine?
I don't have it. No.
Oh my God! Tell Jock to get some. We have tons of this wine. Okay.
I will. He wasn't in today, but I will tell him.
Yeah, it's a lot of mineral, big style. But even though it's 10, it has a ton of fruit. And so it's kind of a half 10, half 9. All right. So not that big tannic 10 that knocks you out. The minerals take over here. This wine, decanted, would be fantastic for a dinner, let's say this Saturday night. Okay. Not tonight, but it's a Saturday night wine.
Yeah. Okay. Something a little bit special.
A little bit more expensive, you know.
Yeah.
55% Merlot in this wine. So maybe the Merlot thing is coming through on me. You know, all of a sudden, I like Grave, and they're rather high in Merlot, and that one's very high in Merlot.
Well, I'm sure your palate changes, during the years.
Like the wind.
Like the wind.
How about the white?
Jonathan Greer wants to know if there will be a list available of today's wines. Yes, I will post it with the Instagram video.
Okay.
And what type of soil for that winery? Do you happen to know? Is it in here?
This soil, let me see. I don't know because, and I probably should know, but I've never been to the property, so.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of sand, a little bit of gravel, a little bit of big stones because it's down in the south, and the stones are a little bigger down there. The property was for sale recently. I don't know if it's sold again. It was bought quite a few years ago. And
by the Bon Maman Fruit Jams family, right?
Pardon?
The Bon Maman Fruit Jams family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never had one of those fruit jams. Have you had one?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Oh, really? Did you have them in France when we were there together? Or?
No, I buy them here. You can buy them all over.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So Wine Master.
I'm not into fruit jam.
You're not?
No.
Wine Master wants to know if there's a soil mix that you like best.
Well, no, I mean, the clay is good for the Merlot, and the gravel is good for the Cabernet. No, I really don't look at the soils too much. I just like to taste the wines and and how it hits me at that time.
Mm. So Wine Master 2021, if you're interested in soils, our Rhone buyer Keith is big into soils. So next time we have him on, you should tune in and ask him, and he'll geek out till the end of the day about soils.
Oh, who's that?
Keith.
Oh, Keith, yeah. Keith, he's on vacation right now, I think, right? We got, okay, white wine.
Yay, white.
You must have this one.
I do, yeah. Let me show everybody. Château de France.
I just got an email from the property because we bought this. We bought this. Don't tell anybody. Kind of from the property. Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have never carried the Château de France in any big quantity. They've always made good wines. They're a UGC wine, and it's Pessac. It's it's top of the line, but they make red and a white. And I just ordered. I wanted them to send me a bottle of the 18 red, so I can taste it. We bought the 19 white because I love 19 whites.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Real good acidity in the wines. Some of the 18s were a little bit lousy and a little too fat and without the acidity. 19s are great acidity. This one is 20% Semillon in it, okay? And here it is up to the front. And it's $30. So this is just below the Carbon prices. The Carbon are really about 39, and it's much below the Smith Lafitte, which are now 100. And the Pot Clements are 100, and it's higher than the Roquefort's Bordeaux Blancs that we have, or Clos Floridine, or things like that.
Right.
Roquefort.
The Roquefort are mostly Sauvignon Blanc, right?
Pardon? Yeah, 80% Sauvignon, 20% Semillon, which makes, when I tasted the wine, and I bought a case of this at the house, okay, and I've tasted it several times. It's pretty rich for a 19, and I'm going, oh wow, and it's a little more round, not so acid driven, and I think it's the Semillon, 20% of Semillon in there.
It's still fresh and lively, but yes, there's like texture and a lot of lush stone fruit.
A lot of white flour in the nose and stuff. Very easy wine to drink. $30 white Bordeaux. We're such big Sancerre people at K&L, and white Burgundy. There's a lot of great white Burgundy prices. And so white Bordeaux kind of gets left out. White Bordeaux's they're great wines. They don't get any respect. They're like Rodney, Dangerfield. Anyway.
Well, I think some of them do. Smith Lafitte. If they get respect, they get a lot of respect. But there's so many, I think, that people are just under the radar. People don't know.
Yeah, and a couple of them are getting very expensive. So there's 9 wines, and there's something there for everybody. Not too terribly expensive. Of course, the Larrivet, but I think that wine is fantastic.
Yeah, $55 is the highest we went today. So these are all, I'd say many of these would be great for Christmas dinner too.
Yeah.
Buy them now and think ahead.
So what are you having for Christmas dinner?
Haven't thought ahead. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. I know we'll do turkey for Thanksgiving, and I like Burgundy with Thanksgiving. But for Christmas, I don't know. We often do a ham, but
yeah, prime rib's always good too. But anyway, so that's the lineup, and hope to be back next month and talk about a few more. There's finally this container thing that they're starting to come in. It's
good.
And the newsletter is coming out on November 1st. I talk a little bit about it's taking an extra 2 to 3 months to get the containers in. So basically, when you go to our direct buy Sancerres, we have none in stock. Okay. Yeah. And with the container sitting out in Monterey area for how long? I just asked about the container that was supposed to be here 2 months ago, and it's in Seattle now.
Wow.
It got diverted to Seattle. And I go, well, when's it coming to us? Because the newsletter is coming out with a few of those wines on it. But anyway, you just bear with us. and buy up heavy because we might run out of wine for Christmas things. You know?
I think there will be wine, but if you have specific things you want, buy it when you see it, because we can't promise it'll be here forever. So are any of these wines in the newsletter?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, every one of these wines. No, the Peyrabon. I don't think that made it in the newsletter because that was a surprise thing. It just showed up. It just showed up by accident, and we're going, what are these 480 bottles of Peyrabon? And I go, oh, that's a nice wine. I ordered it about 6 months ago, and
here it is.
But everything else is in the newsletter. Newsletter
Okay.
comes November 1st.
We should do another one of these to talk about whatever we didn't cover from the newsletter.
Okay, great.
Okay, thanks, Clyde.
Harry has a question.
Carrie has a question.
All right.
Okay, bye. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.